Coach Kuhn and I were in conversations every inning about tomorrow. You have to, on deciding who you pitch. It's part of the reason we stayed with Brandon Waddell, right? I'm sure a lot of people said, when the runner got to second base in the eighth inning, okay, right-handers, hitters up, they got to go to the pen, and we didn't. And Waddell rewarded us for striking the guy out, and then Papio gets up and hits the triple. That happens, and so those decisions were made for two reasons. One, we had a lot of confidence in Brandon Waddell, and number two, you potentially have a game the next day, and so you have to be smart, and fortunately it worked.
Was it Spores what had you decided as you were?
Well, had we tied the game in the ninth inning, Spores would have went out for the 10th. Okay, because we were the home team. If we were the visiting team, I would have never put him in the game. Because we were the home team, I would have. But once we fell behind 4-2 going the ninth, Bettinger came in, and that was a huge inning. He came in and got 3 outs and gave us a chance and kept the game in check. And it's amazing when you go through games, little things like that really make the difference in whether you win or not. Waddell managing a few of those innings and never letting them get out of control. He clearly did not have the kind of stuff that he's had recently, but he just never let it get out of control. And those things end up contributing to you being able to win. Well, the last time I saw him, he struggled too. So, but Bet has he's done a great job for us all year, and he didn't obviously get himself off to a good start in the Southern Cal game. But again, we know what the kid's made of. We're not going to give up on him. We really felt like he could go out there and keep us there. He's done it in that role and done a nice job in that role all year long. And so, it was clear that in that scenario that he was the right guy. And I believe Alec will pull a lot of confidence from that outing and be able to contribute more for us out in Omaha.
As a pitcher, you know what it takes for a guy like Brandon to gut through a game like that.
Yeah.
Can you just talk about that, just not only from your perspective, just from the perspective of a pitcher?
Oh, it's just, you're out there, the most important game of the year. Certainly the kid's pitched in a lot of big outings. He clearly doesn't have the command that he's had over the last 5 or 6 weeks. He had 2 walks in the first inning. But it shows what he's made of, that he didn't just throw in the towel. He didn't say it's not my day. He knew that he needed to eat the game up. That's what we call it. He needed to eat the game up for us and give us a chance. And he made enough big pitches, and that's what it comes down to, making big clutch pitches with runners in scoring position. He made enough big clutch pitches to keep us in the game. And I haven't quite been there before because I wasn't as good as him, right? But I love what the kid's made of. He's been a big game pitcher for us his whole career, and he'll get another opportunity to pitch in Omaha again, and I'm really happy for him.
He made his mistakes early, but he delivered at the end. Is that kind of fitting that a freshman's the one that won it on this particular year?
Yeah, he made some mistakes early on, but he didn't hang his head. He didn't feel sorry for himself. His teammates, didn't get on him about it. They just continued. After both of the times, his teammates in the dugout told him, hey, keep your chin up, keep playing the game. And, that's a sign of maturity of what him and Smith and Hazley and other guys have learned in this year in this program. And, if Ernie sits there and pouts and feels sorry for himself, he doesn't do what he did in the ninth inning. And, what an unbelievable, characteristic to have, for a player to have. It's like Chris Taylor. You all remember back in 2011, the ball trickled off of his glove and went to right center field, and he felt terrible about that. Thought he cost his team the game, and then he gets up and hits the game-winning hit. So I think it's a good example of what our team is about. Sure, absolutely. There was many days, many nights of frustration. My expectations, our coaching staff's expectations are going to be higher than anybody's. And we did learn something as a coaching staff though this year, and what we went through this season, I think is a great lesson, and that is that you can't take winning for granted. Wins are hard to come by, and things are going to happen. And if you stick by the players and continue to believe in them and work with them, it's amazing what they can accomplish. I mean, these players never had doubt. They believe that they deserve to win, and you have to have those qualities in order to accomplish what they did last weekend and this weekend. So there's no question there was challenging nights. There was multiple meetings of us as coaches. There were meetings with the coaches and players as groups as we went through this journey of this year to try to figure out what do we need to do to be more consistent. It just felt like all year long we just couldn't find that consistency that we've been accustomed to. And so, wouldn't you know it, we found it at the most important time. Hank, my message to them has been they've earned these opportunities to play. So enjoy it. I think too many times, these guys go through their careers and it just passes them by because they're just, so consumed with, winning the day. I mean, it's what we want them to do. You want them to win the game, but they have to enjoy it. And I've been stressing to them ever since the ACC tournament, after the ACC tournament, that they have earned the right to play in the NCAA tournament, and they need to enjoy every time they step out on that field. And they need to have a smile on their face because you just don't know when it can end. And I really, truly mean that. And I think they're enjoying it. They're enjoying it being around each other. It's part of the reason I took a selfie the other day. I don't even know what a selfie is. I don't know how to take them. I don't know how to tweet it. Okay, but I wanted to remind them that this is fun, and they should enjoy it. This has been really over the years, seeing how a team responds the best during the most pressure time, right? And how to handle each team individually, and how you manage last year's ball club. I think it needed to be completely different than we handled this year's team. So it's just a pulse and a feel that we get as coaches on, how we're going to manage them at this time of year. I thought last year's team was pretty loose. I mean, last year's team was just full of confidence and a swagger that, quite frankly, I don't know that we've ever had around here. So I wasn't real concerned about it. But this year I wanted to make sure with all the youth and experience that we had that they enjoyed the moment and stayed in the moment.